It's amazing they got paid so much money for that.
25 million and 40 million?
I think 20 and 40. Yeah,
20 and
I think that's
40.
what I'd heard. You know, which I'm happy Mike got the money, and I'm happy that he didn't get hurt. That was my fear, that it was going to be a real.
Joe Rogan has openly criticized Mike Tyson for rejecting a rematch with Jake Paul, and it's genuinely surprising. Tyson, once known for his devastating punches that could send grown men reeling, now refuses to step back into the ring with a YouTuber who only recently transitioned into fighting. It's almost laughable, but here we are.
So whatever they're paying him, he's been making good money. You know, he's come back, like I said, in his life. He's done a good job.
According to Rogan, Tyson's decision to back out of a rematch is as glaring as a Vegas billboard. If the first fight wasn't scripted, why not have a rematch? What's the issue? Is it that Mike has too much arthritis now, or maybe the scriptwriters couldn't come up with a sequel in time?
There's a lot of, Portnoy went out and said that it was the greatest con job of all time, I mean, if you didn't think that that's the way to fight, I don't know what people expected. You know, Mike's almost 60.
If you ask me, it's painful to watch legends fall short of their legacy, choosing comfort over confrontation. But what hurts the most is the message it sends, that even the strongest among us might one day run from a fight. For fans who have idolized Tyson for decades, it feels like a betrayal, not just of the sport, but of the belief that true greatness never backs down.
Understand, it was a big nostalgia hit. It got our attention. It was a big financial promotion for everybody, and it actually worked. Now, the fight was absolutely terrible, and it feels like Paul was holding back his punches. At times, Mike Tyson was holding back.
The first fight had more red flags than a carnival. Tyson, the man known for his ferocity and knockouts, looked hesitant. His punches, once capable of sending opponents to dreamland, suddenly lacked conviction. Watching him fight Jake Paul was like watching a lion play with his food, only to suddenly decide to become a vegan. Are we supposed to believe that Mike Tyson forgot how to throw a real punch? Rogan quipped, his tone dripping with sarcasm. Sure, and Jake Paul is the greatest boxer of all time.
Love that dude.
Me too.
And he was a larger-than-life figure in my childhood.
Truly, me
when
too.
I was a kid, when he was the champ, it was like, people don't understand what a champ he was. Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't just the heavyweight champ of the world. He was an execution.
But it wasn't just Tyson's punches that looked off. His footwork was sluggish, almost as if he were dancing on thin ice. And let's not forget Jake Paul. Somehow, the YouTuber managed to survive Tyson's punches without flinching. This is a man who struggled against retired athletes and wrestlers, yet he miraculously held his own against one of the most feared boxers in history. Either Jake Paul is made of steel, or Tyson was pulling his punches harder than a parent sparring with their toddler. Rogan joked.
Bit of a shit show, but, you know, what did you expect? Seriously, when you stayed home and you turned on Netflix that night, we were like, holy f, I'm about to see the greatest live sporting event of.
Boxing analysts didn't hold back either. One expert pointed out that Tyson's performance was suspiciously tame, saying, Tyson's punches looked like they were thrown with half the power we know he's capable of. If that wasn't intentional, I'd be shocked. Another trainer remarked, no way Tyson suddenly forgets his instincts at his level. What we saw wasn't Mike Tyson the fighter. It was Mike Tyson the actor. Now, Tyson's refusal to rematch Jake Paul only adds fuel to the fire. Rogan, always ready to call out the obvious, tore into the excuse-making. Oh, now Tyson's too retired to fight, too old, too busy. Funny, none of those things stopped him from signing up for the first fight. The sarcasm was biting, but the point was clear. Tyson's refusal doesn't make sense unless there's something to hide. Dana White, a combat sports purist, would take a similarly critical stance, emphasizing the implications for boxing's credibility. White has long been vocal about his disdain for Jake Paul's carefully curated fight history and would likely call out the match as more about entertainment than competition. If there's nothing to hide, why not do a rematch? White might argue, pointing to Tyson's refusal as a red flag, suggesting the fight was more about spectacle than genuine sport.
X has spoken. The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X.